done totally by NSFAS. We did raise our concerns, but as far as I understand, that process is managed completely by NSFAS, but I may be wrong.
Chair, I have a letter here that was written by Professor. So I hope that just before I end, I'm able to, if my time is up, it's unfortunate, but I think it's very important for the nation to hear how he pleaded concerning this issue. On the issue of cold water, where's the COO now? Welcome back. On the issue of cold water, COO, I have in front of me a report from the residence manager. He didn't give it to me. Through our research, we found it through Mr. Mbogo Dombata. Is that his name?
Yes, sir.
So he will be the most authorized or the strongest authority to report on what the situation in the residence are, correct?
Correct.
So if we have to take a position, it is him that will provide the confirmed position, correct?
No, not entirely.
He's there. He's responsible for the residents. He's the one who reports officially to say what the state is. You are not there.
May I answer, Chair?
Yes.
Yes. We also have inspectors that are on the ground as well. And that's how facilities get its information. And these inspectors interact with Mr. Mbata. In fact, one of them is sitting right in the room here, Mr. Graham Abrams.
You're not going to do well to use the approach you are using. Because I will then even go further and show you emails from a person called Godfrey from July 2024.
Okay.
That says the same thing. And for you to sit here and say that the manager for residents in a formal report, the information he provides is not authority. That's not how things work. So I put it to you that for the record here, it is the manager's version that should be taken. He reports to you as the leadership and he says, the state of the following residences is the following. This is what he says in his report. For April, he says, there is still a challenge regarding poor quality of drinking water, which forces students to buy water for themselves. He reports that formally. You have inspectors for that too. What did they say about the drinking water?
They concurred with the quality of the water, Honorable Sauls.
Right.
So what is the job of a RES manager?
The job of the RES manager is to place students in the residence, is to ensure that student life and development is, what is the English word, alive in the residence, but it's also to ensure that the wardens that report into him report on all other maintenance type of issues in the residence.
And what is the job of a supervisor?
Supervisor which in the residences or in general?
No. We are very specific of what we are talking about here.
Okay.
Because you are saying, you are contesting his assertion that the authority in this instance is the report of the rest manager should take authority. You are saying no, because there's a rest inspector. So I'm asking, what is their role?
Oh, okay. So, Chair, I meant to say their jobs are complementary, because because I'm not in student affairs, but this is how I understand it. The rest manager takes care of the entire residence. And then there are inspectors that are based in facilities that are supposed to work hand in hand with the rest manager to make the residence a conducive environment for students.
Maybe you should have given it to somebody who works with residences. Because an inspector, it's like a supervisor. So they won't go to every corner of what the rest manager goes to. So maybe let me make an example with the basic education format. You have a teacher who teaches maths in grade 12. Then you've got an HOD who supervises teachers who teaches maths and science in grade 12. So he is saying a report that you must take is the report of a teacher on mathematics when we are dealing with mathematics. And you are saying to me, to him, say, not entirely. Because in fact, the question was not even about the inspector or the HOD in this instance. It was about a principal and a teacher of maths. We're saying when we speak up, a principal is a principal of all the teachers who are teaching maths from grade 8 to grade 12, and all those who teach physical science from grade 12 to grade 8, and all of that. So when we're dealing with a class-specific subject, which is grade 12 mathematics, who is then the right person to have legitimate, whose report must we then take here? And you are saying, no, we must take the HODs, or we must take not entirely this one, there's an HOD. Do you understand?
I get you.
It doesn't make sense. So
Yeah,
now let's go back in answering what he's talking about.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair. Honorable Sauls, I agree with you. The report that has got authority is supposed to be that of the rest manager.
Thank you, CEO. So the rest manager says,
so, Chair, on the rest manager, I wanted to make a follow-up. Is it still there, or is he suspended also? I wanted to check things.
you can ask.
No, the race manager is not suspended, Chair. The race manager is in place. Mr. Mbata.
I hope we don't hear later he's suspended. COO. So the race manager reports formally. 1, the water is not drinkable for students. They must use money that they already don't have to purchase drinking water. That is not right.
I agree. It is not correct, if I may, Chair. What I know is that the university also bought water for students, provided students with drinkable water to minimize the expenses.
CEO. It doesn't take away the fact that they still have to buy it, you see.
Yeah.
You must fix the problem.
Yeah. Honorable Sauls, if I may explain what the problem was.
Just because of time.
Okay.
We both agree the problem exists. We both agree it's not fixed. We both agree you must fix it.
It's fixed now.
Is it fixed now?
Yes.
So there's drinking water, because this
Yes, it's fixed. I can explain the situation. From the presentation of the students, they highlighted the issue of water as well. As management, we agree there was a problem with drinking water. The SRC president said it had to do with the double filtration system, which is not efficient. The problem actually came from the
CEO,
Yes,
just
sir.
because of my time,
My apologies.
the fact that you're saying it's fixed, that
Okay.
makes me happy. I
Thank you,
hope
sir.
I don't go back now and
Yeah.
then I found it's not fixed. There's still no drinking water. Then there will be problems.
Yeah.
On the issue of cold water, the manager says, in addition, there's also an outcry regarding cold water, not lukewarm, cold water in some of the residences, and this includes the Morocco, and the Tawana
Yeah.
that are badly affected by the situation. So he uses the word cold water. So we're taking his as the authority based on your submission. So who's lying?
Yeah. So, Chair, I do agree that the students did not have hot water.
Yeah, but
I do
use the
agree.
what are you now saying is the opposite of not hot water? That's what the contention here is.
Yeah.
It's cold water.
Yeah.
The students has been using cold water. Take accountability. We say the students has been using cold water. It's not right for them to use cold water. We will fix it.
Yes. I do take accountability. We
For?
fixed. I do take accountability that the students did not have hot water.
What did they have?
They had cold water.
Yes, so you lied earlier.
And lukewarm water.
No, they had cold water.
Yeah.
Based on the report, you accept it's cold water. Then
Okay.
you just withdraw and say, I submitted what I submitted earlier, I withdraw, it's cold water, we will fix
Okay.
it. Finished.
I withdraw, Chair.
You will fix it.
I withdraw. We have fixed it already. The problems, all of them were fixed after June. This is what I said earlier, Honorable Sauls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you withdraw the lie that it was lukewarm, it's cold. The students
I
were
withdraw. I withdraw my use of lukewarm for cold. Yeah.
right. All right. Why must the students pay top up for accommodation and administration fees?
May I? That one is
Whoever it
the
is.
finance one. Yeah.
Sure.
So NSFAS has a cap on what can be claimed. So say for example, the cost of a residence is 50,000 per annum. I'm just making an example. Or let's say rather 60,000. NSFAS will only cover 50,000. Then there is a 10,000 rand difference, which then goes to the student account.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose? Because if I'm asking help from NSFAS, I don't have the money. Is it fair for the student who is saying, help me finance my studies and my accommodation, you then still make them pay the top up? Just address the fact that, do you think it's fair?
No, I don't think it's fair, Chair, for NSFAS to claim that they cover full education when in fact they are not covering the full cost of education, and it's not fair to the students.
And the logic, do you agree that that logic doesn't work if NSFAS is supposed to help, but the student still ends up paying money they don't have?
Agreed.
I won't direct the question for time to NSFAS. Chair will deal with this issue on the next in more detail. VC, the policy is the same for the suspension of someone who is reported to be involved in GBV or whatever. The suspension policy is the same even for staff that you've mentioned earlier, that this person, if there's an allegation, is suspended immediately, correct?
Yeah, so we do have a distinction in policies for students versus staff.
Now, is the suspension immediate? Is that the same?
Yeah,
Is it the same?
yeah.
Now, why is the CEO not suspended? The COO not suspended?
At the moment, are you talking about now?
Was he suspended?
Yeah, he was suspended in February.
In 2021, there was a allegation of sexual assault or rape against him. And you're saying he was suspended.
He was suspended, yes.
Is the matter concluded?
Yes, the matter is concluded.
How?
So I remind you, I was not here in 2021, so I can only talk of what I learned from written reports. The matter started in 2021. He was suspended by the Vice-Chancellor. An investigation was done, and then he was brought back by Professor Crouch at the time. But the matter was not concluded. So when I was appointed as...
Just pause there. So he was brought back
Yeah,
when the matter was not concluded.
yeah,
And the victim was still there
yeah, as far as I know.
when he was brought back.
Mhm.
Why bring him back when the matter was not concluded?
It's not something in my hands. I wasn't there. I wasn't even employed at the university at 2021.
On your opinion, was that an appropriate action?
No, it
Okay.
had to be concluded. The
Yes.
matter had to be concluded.
All right. So then he comes back. The matter's not concluded. He's there with the victim, and you are now there.
Mhm.
Okay? And then what happens?
So then I was asked to look into the matter. Given the time that had lapsed, I requested legal opinion. Given the kinds of actions that was taken, we shared all the documents with the legal person to then advise us what the next steps are that we should take. We then also had a discussion with council on what my recommendations are for what we should be doing next. And we implemented those activities once we appraised council of it. Well, we started a process of...
and what did you find? What did you find?
So what we found...
because now, what you found is the reason for which he's still there. You get what I'm saying? So you need to tell us, what did you find that now causes the COO to still be here?
Okay, so I have to... can I go? Okay. I have to also remind you there's a second person involved, right, in this particular matter. And we've taken whatever steps were allowed within our guidelines and within
You're not
the
telling
law.
me.
And there's a non-disclosure agreement. So I cannot say everything because of that.
You sure you want to go that route? Are you 100% sure you want to go that route?
A non-disclosure agreement is not something I can just ignore.
No, I'm not asking you to disclose details. I'm asking you. The COO was brought back.
Mm-hmm.
The matter was not concluded and it was brought back. Already wrong.
Yeah.
The victim is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Alleged, right? Still
Yeah.
allegation. You then agree that was wrong. You bring him back. Now you have to deal with it. Now he's still here.
Mm-hmm.
You must now tell me, we have concluded that the reason why he must stay is because of X, Y, and Z. I'm not asking you for details that must not be disclosed.
Okay.
So what is the reason that...
Sorry. Do you want to answer? Okay.
Honorable Sauls, I normally don't get involved in operational matters, so please view this as trying to assist.
Yes.
So when Professor Meyer was appointed as acting Vice-Chancellor, and about at the same time I was appointed as chairperson, we became aware of this outstanding issue. And one of the key things was to say to her that this is probably one of the most important things that you have to pay attention to because of the big reputational stakes that are involved and also people's lives that were involved. And as you rightly pointed out, to have two people into a room that have this type of contestation is totally undesirable for many reasons, but also for executive efficiency. She then did what she had to do. She got an independent legal advice, and on that advice, she kept me informed, and I kept counsel in turn fully informed.
Chair, so sorry. Just tell me, what is the conclusion? Why is he still there? What did you decide?
It's based on the outcome of the advice that we received, the legal advice. Certain steps were implemented, and certain. Why he's still here is because there were sufficient counter allegations. I try to be very careful about the NDA that they refer to.
So he's still here because there's sufficient counter allegations. There was not a finding.
Sufficient.
He's still here because his counter allegations were sufficient.
Yes.
I'm just hearing from you.
Yes. I'm trying to be very careful.
There was no finding.
There was a finding.
What's the finding?
There was an investigation. There were all sorts of investigations.
In simple English, to me, what is the finding?
The finding was that that it is an allegation that cannot be proven. That was the finding.
So the finding was that there's the allegation that was made in 2021 cannot be proven. That's why it's there. Where's the victim?
The alleged victim, I should say, we engaged her, and we found that her version was not truthful. Okay, I'm going down dangerous ground. Okay. And when we engage her, we find a way to settle this in a manner that protects the integrity of the university and the reputation of the university. It was a negotiated settlement which is subject to an NDA for her exiting.
We just want to, because my time is up, we just want to warn you that we're going to pursue this because your version is questionable. You did the same thing with this alleged victim than what you did with the issue we dealt with earlier. It is exactly similar, and your responses is exactly similar. There's a criminal case opened against the COO, and she's pursuing that outside of this matter. In other words, you are not telling us how did you get to the conclusion that the counter allegations carries more weight than her allegations. How did you come to that conclusion? What evidence did you, what gives you the ability to reach that conclusion? And as a result, then have her no longer be at the institution. Because the counterclaim is that she's been victimized. She has been pressured. And we are going to look into that. Now, I conclude with this. It appears that the reason why the behavior of males against female victims is the way that it is because they have similar allegations against them. That's what it appears. And this reputation that you're trying to protect, you are making it worse. Because if you're talking about perception, the same thing you did to the student, the same way the student was handled, this executive director was handled. Her case was handled in the same way. It's always the female that is at the back end and the males are protected. That's the perception. You are not beating that perception by your actions. You cannot conclusively say, we have found that he's not guilty and she is. You cannot conclusively say that. There was no intentional process to come to that conclusion. And therefore that perception remains. Chair, I will hand over to you. I had one more question, but would you give me a chance for now?
Can I continue, Chair? Our time is going. We don't have 2 meetings.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Chair. I don't know the details of the NDA, but I will say what Professor Crouch told me when I came back to work and what he gave me. In fact, he gave me a letter that said the process is concluded.
What are you responding to?
I'm responding to Honorable Saul, who says that the university did not, the process was not complete. I was
No.
told that the process was complete.
No. So you are going to create a problem for yourself. Because you did not run that process yourself. There's people the people who brought you to work, brought you back to work. They are the ones who must, and this is the VC and cancer that must report there. Don't enter spaces where you're not supposed to. My questions, in fact, I've decided your attitude earlier on. I did not like, all my questions are coming to you, and I'm going to come after Honorable Law. Because the attitude that you portray here, for me, creates a big problem for us. It creates you are in charge. You can't do anything here. Here we're a strong faction here. And you can't do it. And I'm telling you, this is what the attitude that you are portraying, what it shows us. And unfortunately, that is a public institution and largely funded by public funds. And us as public representatives, we are going to publicly account, and we are going to make you to account on those public funds that we are talking about. So the attitude that Peter Tina, that doesn't work. It won't work with us, I can tell you, including, well, you and the register. I think I'm coming just for you guys.
Chair, now I've figured out, Chair, the CEO is a superman of the SPU. I've figured out there is something about the CEO portrayed as the superman within the institution, but I will pass through that. VC, what's the ethical practice of justice of suspending a person pending an investigation? You are suspending that person on what basis? And when you suspend someone to say, go away because we're still investigation, the purpose is that they must not come and victimize people who have alleged, and they must not have come to erase the evidence while the investigation is continuing. Now, what the clarity I want, there was suspension. When the person comes back, that practice of justice, where is it going to now? The evidence, the intimidation of the alleges, and all and other stuff.
So the suspension is precautionary, meaning so they don't do what you have just mentioned.
And then when you bring them back?
Yeah, when the investigation continues, the investigation is completed, we get a report with a recommendation, and we then have to take action based on the recommendation.
So after the investigation has completed, then he comes back?
Yeah. Well, after, when the investigation is completed, then the individual comes back.
And then you then sought the legal action on the report after.
Yeah.
And then you then said, the investigation is completed, now come back, and then you sought the legal opinion from that.
No, so I'm not sure which suspension you are talking about, the one in 2021 or the one this year. The one this year I can respond
The one that
more
Honorable
accurately.
Sauls is talking
That
about,
is
that is
2021.
linked to suspension.
Yeah, so the one in 2021, he was brought back by the Vice-Chancellor, by Professor Crouch, because Professor Crouch felt the investigation was complete, he had the necessary reports to then make a decision. There was recommendations, he decided that he can now bring the individuals involved back to the university.
Chair, maybe you must explain. It's criminal to mislead this committee in your testimony. VC, you just responded and said when the former VC felt that the matter was concluded. That is different from your testimony when you spoke to me. That's why I wanted to respond and say it is the VC, not me, that said you were brought back when the process was not fully completed. Then the chairperson corroborated that version by saying because it was not concluded. He then said one of the issues you must deal with is that unconcluded matter. So the person was brought back without it being concluded. You gave two different testimonies before us. Which one is it?
So
You must withdraw one.
So I remind you, I was not here in 2021. I can give
It
you
does-
information on written
I
records.
didn't ask you to give me other information. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
By your own will, you testified to me that the matter was not concluded and he was brought back. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah.
did not force you to tell me anything. You said it by your own will.
Yeah.
If that is so, which it is, and the chairperson corroborated that version,
Yeah.
that he was brought back when the matter was not concluded. Now you say the former VC felt that it was concluded. That's a different version.
Yeah.
Under oath here,
Yeah.
for the record. So, we are saying don't lie.
So I'm not lying. I'm telling you the information I got and how I understood it.
Was the matter
if you want
concluded?
me to withdraw the second one,
No.
I will withdraw. The matter was not concluded
not what I
from
want.
what I understood.
VC, it's not what I want. And please, please maintain your tone towards me because I'm maintaining a respectful tone towards you. Do not mistake my meekness for weakness. Ma'am, I did not say what you just said I said. You are the one who said it was not concluded and he was brought back without me forcing you. Later on, you gave a different version. Two contrary versions can't stand. One is a lie.
Right.
Secondly, it's not what I want. I don't want you to withdraw. I'm assisting you to say that if we take both versions, then you have misled us. So one of it must be withdrawn. I'm helping you for the record.
Okay.
So I'm saying withdraw one. Which one is it?
I withdraw one.
Which one?
The one that says the matter was concluded. If that is what I said, it was not concluded. When
If
it
that
was
is what you
returned.
said. You
Yeah.
said it and the chairperson concurred. Now you know what? Now that you withdraw the one that says it was not concluded. You draw which one are you withdrawing? That it was concluded or not concluded?
Not concluded.
So you withdraw the one that it was not concluded. So you
No,
are
I
saying
withdraw the one that it was concluded.
okay, so you are saying so you
Was
are
not
actually for the record you are saying it was not concluded.
Yeah.
And that's what the corroboration said. Now, that's the one we are going to take.
Okay.
So withdrawal means you accept it was contrary.
Yeah.
You do not want to mislead the committee. For the record, it was not concluded.
Yeah.
And he was brought back, correct?
Yeah.
Are you still allowing me to ask the
And just that we need to investigate.
Chair, may I just say that I inquired from the institution about the water issue. I'm told that the water issue is still the same. That's just for the COO. I have confirmation that it is still the same. But I'll talk to the CFO. CFO, is it true that you paid the former chief information officer R500,000 rand before his separation agreement was signed?
Chair, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to disclose the amount, but what I can confirm is yes, we made a payment to the Chief Information Officer. At the time of making the payment, the negotiations, from my perspective, from the information that I had, the negotiations were finalized. I do not know if the separation agreement was signed, but I confirm that the payment was made.
What is your, for SCM processes, for your financial policy? For you to make a payment, are you saying it is not required for you? It's one of the supporting documents to know that this agreement is concluded. And for you to know that it's concluded or not, you need to have sight of that agreement, not so?
Chair, what we used is an instruction from legal and the registrar's office in terms of the tax directive. So the supporting document that I used to make the payment is the tax directive, which indicates a termination date, as well as the amount to be paid and the tax to be deducted. I did not look at the separation agreement.
Yes, but that's the confirmation. And if he hasn't signed, that means that the agreement has not officially been reached, and you would then have made a payment when it's not supposed to be made. Why did you withhold his salary?
Chair, I'm now wondering how much I'm allowed to say in terms of the agreement. So the registrar must
I'll
just
tell you
assist me.
why. Because the registrar told you to make the payment. Because you were then under the impression that all the other steps was taken, therefore. But you have to do due diligence too when you make a payment of such an amount. We will challenge how the process unfolded around that termination. But I'm just trying to establish now that you are telling me, one, you haven't had sight of the separation agreement. Correct?
That is true.
And so officially, that's the official document that shows that there is an actual agreement between the university and this gentleman. But you yet made the payment. Then furthermore, he was under precautionary suspension and his salary was withheld, which placed him under certain pressure. And the allegation is that he then later had to sign this agreement, which was 10 or so days after you've made the payment. You've made the payment on the 28th of October or somewhere there. And 28th October, yes. And he's only signed on the 5th of November under duress. And he's going to show that. So I'm just informing the institution. You have just confirmed part of the delegation, and I'm just informing the institution that we are going to pursue this matter further because the practice is quite questionable, VC. Thank you, Chair.
No, thank you very much. Do you have the numbers for me, CFO? Now we want to finish now, VC. The problem is the answers are coming slow. So we must answer fast so that we can finish. I know you are worried about the flight. Okay. No, I was going to say we are going to miss it because... Okay, thank you. CFO?
Yes, so this is the numbers on the accommodation owned by SPU. We've got different categories. So for a double room in 2025, the rate is 50,365 rand. So that is in line with the NSFAS cap, and that is for a normal double sharing room.
So it means per room you get 100,600.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and then the single room is, I'm going to read all of the amounts. A single room in 2025, that would be 53,336. Then we have different rates for the older residences versus the new residence that was just built. So in the older residences, then, or the 2023, those are the residences that were built in 2023. And then the double rate there is 57,451. The single rate in those residences, single rooms, 60,658. Then the newest residence that was just built in, actually finalized in 2024-2025, then that amount is 64,536 for a sharing and 67,980 for a single.
Sure, I would honestly.